CBS 2's Vince Gerasole has made it to Lakeshore Drive now. Vince, what does it look like now?
Well, we are just south of North Avenue Beach here on Lakeshore Drive, and there's no shortage of stranded cars here. I want to show you what the fire department has been doing. When they check out a car, they flip up the wipers to make sure that emergency vehicles know that this car has been checked out and there's no one inside. I'm going to take a walk down here, and you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stranded cars just here in the immediate area. And in the time that we have been here, which has been about 15 minutes, about 6 other cars were towed away by tow trucks, and we're seeing that a command center is just a little bit south of us. You can see the flashing lights, and the tow trucks have just gotten to this area. I'm going to show you the path here, for example. So right now, I would say there's about, I'd say maybe about 10 inches of snow here from the drifting, and then here's where the plows came by just a few moments ago. I'm going to walk around just so that you know we're on the northbound lane, so that's the lake over there. And if you can see the flashing lights up ahead, there is a CTA bus. That's used as a warming bus in case anyone in the area has been stuck in their car before the bus can take them to a hospital, and we understand that it's St. Joe's Hospital. You'll go inside the warming bus, and then you will be taken to the hospital up ahead. You cannot get on to Lakeshore Drive at all. We tried to get on in the North Avenue Beach area, and there were about 7 or 8 police cars blocking people. Now, the lights have been left flashing on this car, but once again, as you see, the windshield wipers, the fire department came through, flipped up the windshield wipers, and that's how you know that that car does not have anyone inside it. And if we could just swing around here, Lou, swing around this way, you can see there's a tow truck up ahead, and it's attempting to tow this car out of the way just in this small section of Lakeshore Drive. I would say we probably counted as many as 20 cars at one point, and this is one of the areas where they have been able to get to a little bit more easily at this point. Just on the other side of the bridge that goes over North Avenue, there are additional cars. This is a situation that's being repeated up and down Lakeshore Drive. Now, the winds are really whipping. To get to this particular location, we had to walk because the road was closed about 6 blocks from here. So we had to walk here, and the closer you got to the lake, the more these winds were whipping around, and the snow seems to be going horizontally just as it goes by. And we have crews here not only from the fire department but also from the police department. And I don't know if we can make it up to the warming bus, but I'm going to hurry up and see if I can make it. The wind is howling, guys, but I can tell you this does not feel like safe conditions. I heard you speaking to Jim just a few moments ago. We met him just as he got off of Lakeshore Drive, and he said he had some other folks in his car that he tried to help. Now here's the warming bus. We're approaching it here. I took a peek in earlier. I don't think anyone was there trying to take refuge, but maybe we can get on board. We just have a few more steps to go. It looks like there's a driver on board, and we'll see what conditions are like outside. You can see how people can take refuge. If you could please open up. Hi, we're here from Channel 2. We just wanted to show everyone the bus. Now, you're here to help people stay warm, correct?
No, actually, I'm one of the buses that were stranded.
Oh, you're one of the buses that was stranded. Well, this is what you learn in life. Now, what was that situation like?
Something unusual, something that I haven't experienced before.
So you were driving. How long have you been stuck here?
Actually, since 5:40 yesterday afternoon.
Since 5:40 yesterday afternoon, the bus was full of people?
Not quite full of people. I had about 12 people on the bus.
You had about 12 people on board.
Yeah.
And what was it that made you know you couldn't go anymore?
Basically, as we started trying to get off, because it seemed as though the lane over there was just packed, it wasn't moving. We were trying to go on the off-ramp, and as I got here, basically that was it. No traction, no nothing.
And so what were you able to tell the passengers on the bus?
Basically, I was able to let them know that we weren't able to move at this moment. I was trying to get help to see if I could get somebody to come and escort them off the bus to make sure they were still able to get off. And that was basically it. Actually, I had about 5 passengers that stayed with me for quite a while. Okay, well, at least you're warm and you're safe, and they were able to get off safely. So we're going to send it back to you in the studio. He's still waiting for the final all clear so that he can get the CTA bus by. We're going to stay on Lakeshore Drive, Susan and Steve, see what else we can bring you in the updates
as the blizzard of 2011, we continue to learn more about it.
Boy, Vince, great job. We thought you were making a run up there to get warm, but boy, that's at 5:40. That man has been out there a dozen hours. CBS 2's Vince Gerasole hoofed it out to Lakeshore Drive, where he has some more amazing stories to tell. Vince, how are you, sir?
Well, we were in our last hit. We were speaking to a bus driver who'd been stranded for about 11 hours. The OEMC officers came by just a little bit after that, and they escorted him across Lakeshore Drive. They were headed in the opposite direction, so he's now safe. He's been able to leave his bus. Take a look just off in the distance, and you can see a fair number of emergency vehicles are on the scene, and what they're trying to do is get the cars off of Lakeshore Drive. Plows have been coming through, but only clearing small areas. I want to show you some of the mounds of snow that they've had to clear off of Lakeshore Drive. Now, I'm all of 5 feet 5 inches tall, and I would say that this mound of snow that they've had to clear off is probably about 7 feet to 7.5 feet. Earlier, we had a chance to see some of the cars that were in the area that was plowed, but now we're going to make our way through these drifts here that are going up to my knee. And you can see some of the cars that were stranded on the side. And remember, authorities were telling you if you were able to stay in your car, you had enough gas, you should stay in your car and not abandon it. But I don't know how it might feel if you were so close to just being able to walk to a store or somewhere that was warm. I don't know what decision I would make at that point. But anyways, here are some of the cars that are stranded. What the fire department has been doing is they come by after they were able to check and clear the car. They put the windshield wipers up like this so people know that there's no one inside the car and that it's safe. Really some crazy conditions here. Now this is the bridge that goes over North Avenue. Look at this incredible snowdrift here. It's up to my hips. And I'm going to make my way over to this bus here. The motor is running, but we understand from Elliot, who we spoke with in our last report, that he was the last CTA driver who was on Lakeshore Drive. Everyone else had been rescued. I can't even move here, guys. That's
right.
how the snow has drifted.
Wow.
Hey, man, take it easy there.
Again, you can see what happened that led to these conditions, and that's the buses and the cars were going sideways, and they couldn't quite get through the right lanes. And that's what led to some of the backups that we saw on Lakeshore Drive. So this is typical what they're doing now, I guess, to make sure that the bus doesn't freeze up, is they're keeping the motor running. Doesn't look like anyone's on board, but look, it's one of those accordion buses, and it's sort of zigzagging right here, right in the middle. It must have been hard to control. So these are some of the conditions that people had to leave. People stuck in their car. I mean, just imagine if you were in your car for 5 hours, 7 hours. Those are some of the stories that we're hearing this morning. Thank goodness they were able to get out at some point. We'll continue to survey the situation on Lakeshore Drive as Steve and Susan and bring you updates. And forgive me if I'm a little out of breath, but
buddy, please.
Boy, it's cold out here.
Take a
Man,
breath.
you're doing a great job. I think the bosses upstairs called. Says there's a little something extra in your paycheck.